even after this bull run is over, I'm going to still be buying ICP. And the reason for that is because I think that the internet computer has such a bright long-term future. Even though nothing I say is financial advice, the way you take a look at it is that when it comes to the internet computer, it virtually has no competitors. I mean, after all, when you have something that's the world's most productive blockchain, I think it's pretty difficult to have something to equal that, even though there are many blockchains out there as of right now. And let's say ICP during this bull run were to go to the price of $500. I think there's going to be a big pullback, in my opinion, hypothetically. We've seen that time and time again. We all know that a bear market usually follows a very amazing bull run. Again, I get that. However, let's say, right, after the bull run is over, let's say, once things are low and ICP starts stabilizing at whatever the price is, it does that, right? I'm going to still be buying ICP because the way I take a look at it is that, again, when you have the internet computer being that special, is really the run over? No. I think it's going to be around for multiple cycles to come because when you think about it, even as of right now, hypothetically, let's say ICP go into the price of $500. It's not that insane. And I think that if anything, it's just a starting point of what it could be moving forward. Because when you have, again, ICP go into the price of $500, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $237 billion. And that's not too bad. We've seen Ethereum exceed this, by the way, by over $310 billion. So you got to think about that. That's kind of crazy to think about. But even besides that point, that is around a 41x from here. So it's not the best upside, but that's not the point, right? The way I take a look at it is that anything over 10x is great. And not to mention as well, if something like Ethereum can survive this long, being that caca, by the way, why can't the internet computer survive for much longer than what we're seeing Ethereum as of right now? I think the internet computer is going to be around for multiple decades to come and longer because Ethereum, for being as caca as it is, can you imagine having that much adoption? Could you imagine having that much fans? Again, staying up until this long, right? You got to think about how the internet computer has sky-high gas fees and it's arguably not even scalable. I just can't comprehend why a project would choose that. Even despite having these Ethereum layer 2s that fixes this type of nonsense, I just don't get it. I get it. Maybe they want fans or something like that, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not good for the longevity of the project, in my opinion, because if they have to consistently deal with this type of nonsense, like sky-high gas fees, scalability issues, what's the fun in that? You know what I mean? I just don't get it purely as like a developer, not as someone trying to, make a project for it to pump. You know what I mean? It's just a different case. But that's just the way I take a look at it. When you have something like the internet computer, I think this right here is built to sustain long-term growth. You take a look at how it's very fast. Gas fees are not a complete nightmare like Ethereum. And also on top of that, it's very scalable, unlike Ethereum, again, allegedly speaking. And also, if you take a look at, the average cost per instruction on Ethereum is over 40 million times more expensive than the internet computer. So I think that right there pretty much does speak for itself. Now, some people like to compare the internet computer to Solana, but I think Solana isn't that dynamic when compared to the internet computer. Solana is very heavily VC backed, right? But then even for something like that, why is the ecosystem only known for primarily being meme coins? That's a little bit caca in my opinion. Also on top of that, you take a look at how, it's allegedly known for its network outages. So that's not that great, right? Who knows about the longevity? Now, I get it. A lot of people like to say that, it's been fixed when it comes to Solana, but only time will tell. If Solana wasn't VC backed and it's performing like the way it is as of right now, I kind of get it. I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. Maybe there's a little bit of flaws, whatever, right? But then if it's VC backed like that heavily, that's a little bit like embarrassing. You know what I mean? That right there is the equivalent of like having Tom Brady as your football coach, like a private coach, and then you can't even make it to the varsity team when it comes to high school. It's like, what is that about? You know what I mean? At least make it to the team. That's just the way I view it. So when it comes to Solana, I think it's underperforming for what it is, even though the price is actually very great, in terms of its action. I totally understand that. But when you take a look at the ecosystem, it's just not performing as it should, in my opinion. Now, you take a look at the internet computer, they just take things to a whole nother level. You take a look at how they're even focused on decentralized AI, which we all know AI is going to be the next big thing, right? The market is predicted to be worth nearly $2 trillion by 2030, according to Grandy Research. So that's amazing right there. And with a bull run potentially being this amazing, I think this, if anything, just showcases what's to come in upcoming bull runs. Because as of right now, we see the number of crypto owners just increasing by a whole lot, even when compared to the last bull run. The last bull run, there was roughly only around 300 million crypto owners at its peak. Now there's over 600 million. So just imagine, maybe during the next bull run, there could very well be over 1 billion crypto owners. Who knows, right? As of right now, allegedly, based on this data from crypto.com research, slightly over 600 million crypto owners. That's not even 10% of the world's population yet, right? So when you think about it, there's still ways to go. I think that when it comes to the crypto space, again, it's heading in the right direction. And ICP as a, target for me, reaching the price of $500, I don't see why not. Take a look at the trajectory for Bitcoin as of right now. Is it having a little bit of a pullback? Yes. But so has ICP, right? So the way you take a look at it is that, when it comes to the journey to the top, it's not always smooth sailing. And of course, I'm talking about the pullback when compared to the price of ICP like a number of months ago. But even besides that point, I think the journey is far from over. I mean, imagine 6 months to 10 months from right now, I think things could be a different story. As of right now, things are not looking that exciting. I mean, it's looking exciting for these dinosaurs, like a Bitcoin, like a, Solana, BNB, also like an Ethereum. But then again, it hasn't looked exciting for like ICP yet in a grand sense. It hasn't reached the price of like $50, yet, right? Hypothetically. So that's why I still think the bull run is far from over. Once we see even like Kaka projects, have a massive resurgence, like for instance, Luna Classic or Litecoin or something like that, then I think we'll know that the bull run is in fifth gear, but we haven't seen that yet, right? So that's why I do believe that there's still ways to go. But even still, despite that, I'm going to still continue to accumulate ICP because I do believe in it. And I think that, it could very well shock the world during this bull run, hypothetically, and go to the price of $500. But anytime an income, I'm acquiring, holding, and just waiting because I do believe in its future. I mean, just think about this, right? Some people like to say that, oh yeah, the internet computer, they're focused on decentralizing the internet. They can't do that. Well, here's the thing. If John Cena can learn Mandarin, I'm pretty sure that the internet computer can at least achieve great things. You know what I mean? Personally, for me, I can understand Mandarin. I can't really speak it though, but that's just the way to take a look at it. But John Cena, someone who primarily grew up speaking English, I would assume, right? He's able to speak Mandarin. So the internet computer with amazing fundamentals like what they have, they can't try to decentralize the internet. They can't be focused on decentralized AI. They can't sustain being the world's most productive blockchain. Caralho, porra. I'm pretty sure they could do that. You know what I mean? So that's just the way to take a look at it. So again, when it comes to the internet computer, even after this bull run is over, I'm still going to be buying ICP because I do believe in its future. I think it's very amazing. However, even despite that, on a short-term basis, I think ICP could hypothetically do well, but it's just a time will tell type of scenario. But I'm willing to stay patient because again, I believe in its future. And I think it's going to be a project that's going to be around for multiple decades to come. And I can't wait. I'm very excited even for this bull run and also for the long-term future when it comes to the internet computer. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.